Hey there, I'm Lee Ullman here with some big news from the National Young Farmers Coalition. We're partnering with Heritage Radio Network on a special season of The Farm Report. It's all about what's happening with the Farm Bill and how it impacts farmers and eaters.
I am growing diversified vegetables on land that's been in our family for 150 years.
And so with the pandemic, gentrification, property values going up, we had to sell the land and we lost it.
Join us as we uncover the untold stories behind this massive piece of legislation that shapes how we grow our food, what we eat, and so much more.
The problems we have had, those are things that come from earlier Farm Bill and USDA policy, right? Like Earl Butz, get big or get out.
You know, it's my responsibility to know not only what I'm eating, but then like how that all came to be. And realize like, wow, like this piece of legislation, all this money, like it's technically something that I support as a taxpayer.
While Congress debates the next Farm Bill, this is not just an invitation to listen. It's a call to action. Be part of the conversation. Subscribe to the Farm Report on Heritage Radio Network, wherever you listen to podcasts.
This piece was brought to you by Roberta's, robertaspizza.com.
We talk about food. Talk about music with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, snacky tunes. When zoos became homes to beasts, love you were unfit to leave. At least you had nowhere to go. They thought
Hello and welcome to Snacky Tunes. I'm sitting here with Thomas Raquel, pastry chef at Le Bernardin, and we are sitting in what could be considered the future lab of food.
Yeah, it's a culinary lab where they do 3D printing. It's a beautiful space. It's
an absolute beautiful space, and I'm happy we got to do the interview here because I've walked by this place a million times and have never come in and be like, what is this place?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, just the architecture. And
it's beautiful. So thank you for coming all the way out to LA to do an interview. We appreciate it. So you were born and raised in the Philippines?
Yeah, I grew up in the Philippines. My parents divorced when I was young, so I was raised by my grandparents. And then, we come to the States back and forth. So, but came back here full time when I was like 8.
Okay.
I lived back with my mom, and
And what was it like growing up there? Because people who grow up outside of the States, and we don't get to interview a lot of people.
Right.
What was the perception of America, American food? Like, what did you think of it? Because you now currently work at like one of the best restaurants in the world, fine dining. But I feel like that, or if I'm wrong, doesn't trickle down to like what American food is when you're living and growing up outside the States.
I think I'm fortunate enough that my sister and I, when we were growing up, my parents took us on a lot of trips. So I wouldn't specifically say that it was just more influenced by the Philippines, because it's not super, like, my grandparents were more Spaniards, and
Gotcha.
and we come to the States back and forth. So it's more an Americanized version of the Philippines.
Gotcha.
No, I mean, I think, like, you're exposed to different things. I think your palate's more open, and I think specifically like the Filipino culture, it's culmination of so many other countries.
Sure.
Like, it's been colonized by the Spaniards and Japanese, Chinese, Malay, and it's almost hard to pinpoint. I mean, I guess that's what the Filipino culture is. It's this mixture of all these.
And so there's like an openness, right?
I mean,
it's not just like because you think about like Japanese culture. It's like we've been doing this for hundreds of thousands of years.
Yeah.
Like that is it. You can't do anything else. But with the Filipino food, it's like let's explore, let's see, let's pull from different cultures.
A lot of cultures. I mean, even the cultures that I was, I was exposed with. My grandparents adopted. I have an aunt that's Muslim. I mean, my family's Roman Catholic. And I had an aunt that was Muslim. She was, adopted by my grandparents at an older age, I believe, and not everybody can say that. I'm Catholic, but I have a Muslim aunt. Like things like that. When we moved back to the States, our neighbor was. They were Jewish, and they were Holocaust survivors, and like my sister and I would wake up in the morning and we'd go to their house and have breakfast. So like some of the interviews I've done, they're like, "Oh, what's your memory of like what we for breakfast?" Like what, and I think I said blintzes and orange marmalade, and they're like,
"I'm
were
sorry,
you adopted?"
Yeah.
But my mom worked, and so.
And so how did that influence you early on of just being exposed to all the different cultures, different food, and things like that?
I think I always try to insert, I think that's why cooking is so visceral, because it's like your memories and your, the flavor memories that you have and all this stuff. I think, like flavor profiles, I think. Although, like now, I think I always try to tend to just, either stick to simpler flavors, more approachable flavors, and then represent it in a different way, with the way we present the dessert, or try to use techniques that enhances the flavor, or whatever ingredient it is.
No, I mean, I think it's amazing to see those early days of like getting to know food and love food and things like that, and how it can just follow you through your entire life, and you like somehow you're in the kitchen now looking back and being like, oh yeah, this is when it started to shape at a young age. When did food start becoming more than just something that you ate or it was part of your life, and when did you start thinking about it as something that's more of like you could get into?
I think I've always loved cooking.
And
baking, and my sister, my grandmother loved to cook.
Yeah, what did she make?
Bake. I mean, she would make like flan. She would make cakes. My sister loved making brownies. So like we're always been surrounded by food, and we're always like cooking, like most chefs growing up. But I've never really thought of it as like I'm gonna have I'm gonna be a chef. I never really was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a chef. And, but I think I've always loved cooking. I've always had this thing. I always enjoyed cooking.
And you wound up going to culinary school at a really young age, though, right?
Yep. Went to culinary school, and it felt natural. It didn't feel it didn't feel work. It doesn't feel like it's work. It doesn't feel so like, I mean, like when you work in a restaurant, it's like minimum of 12 hours a day.
Minimum, yeah. And repetitive in some, like, especially there's the creative part about it, but there's something about working in a restaurant where you're just like, I've been here, like, you've been there for 12 hours. I mean, there's days where like, if I go on vacation or whatever, if I stay in New York for, I just
take a week off or whatever if I stay in New York, and it's like I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
You know, but there's also days where like, oh my God, I've been here for like this long, and but it never feels. I always feel at home when I go back to the kitchen.
And was that from the beginning, from like the second you got into culinary school? You just felt like this is where I'm supposed to be?
I think the first time I walked into the kitchen, I think, and the smell of the cleaning products, and how the kitchen is like that. I can still there's still certain kitchens that I walk in today that I would always remember that moment of like. It brings you back to culinary school. Like the stocks are like boiling, and there's this random things that reminds me of like that first day in culinary school. I just felt excited, because I was practically a child.
Yeah, because you were 16.
I was 16, so like I didn't, you were obviously exposed to this. Like, oh my God, I'm pretending to be an adult.
Yeah.
Because
they don't care how old. If you're gonna sign up and you're gonna go there, you still got to do your work.
I was just having a real responsibility, and like my schoolmates were much older than I was, and I didn't tell them that I was 16 because it's like, oh, I want to go drink.
Wait, did you lie about your age?
I didn't say anything until I think I just didn't say anything, and I would pretend to smoke.
Oh my God!
But that was not really.
And so, you pretty quickly moved from culinary school. You had some incredible externships. The places you were still name check today, like Luke's, AOC, working over at Wolfgang's catering stuff.
That was the first job, actually. Like
the Wolfgang?
The Wolfgang Puck.
How did that happen?
Well, because they used to get culinary students at for their
when they do the big catering
things, and they would get
we need someone just to shell peas for 1,000 people.
Yeah. So that was one of the things, and I remember I think we were making mini burger patties, and it was like
all day.
All day. It was like 1:00 in the morning, and I remember just being so excited because it's like, obviously it's like monotonous, and it was just mini burger patties, and it's nothing groundbreaking. But I remember being excited, like, oh my God, I'm getting paid for this.
Yeah. No,
or like this is a job. Like
that's a big thing.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I was just excited making something that will actually be eaten by people.
Well, it's a big thing because. Being that young of the age, and what year is this? When were you doing all this?
God, I think this was like 2003.
So and also
2004,
food for those back then who may not remember, it wasn't the cool pop culture thing it was now. Like you were just like, I'm here, I'm doing my work because I'm going to put in the time to do that work.
Yeah.
When did you start?
Taking it seriously?
I guess.
Well, because even at that time, now you just brought me back, and I don't remember being that serious about it at the time, because it's like it wasn't as glamorous. Cooking at that time is not as glamorous as it is today. Only for the higher echelon of chefs, yes, but it's not as commonly.
No, it wasn't.
Unanimous.
There was no. You weren't there back there, taking photos and posting to Instagram of all the patties. It was just I'm doing my work, and then I'm going to go home, or maybe have a beer with the team.
I just remember being there and just being sort of excited, just being a part of working there and just working for Wolfgang Puck. It's like, oh my God, it's my first job, and I didn't really. Even after externship and doing all these things, being stashing at places. Even then, I didn't really, there's always still kind of a doubt
that you were going to stick in it.
I'm not. It always felt good, but there's a lot of hardships when you're starting out cooking. So, it's long hours, and there's a lot of tenacity that's involved.
Sure.
So at the time, I wasn't really 100% sure that. Oh my God, will I actually really have a career out of this? Will I actually become a chef one day? Or, but I just really there was nothing else that I felt passionate about or was excited about. And, flipping through cookbooks and oh my God, I want to do there. I want to be there. I want to try this, I want to do that. And up until I think when I moved back from Paris and putzing around LA.
Hold on, you can't just skip over Paris, because being a pastry chef and going now that you are going to Paris, it feels like this big, that is a part of the journey, right? What brought you to Paris?
It was an internship.
Just an internship? How did that happen?
It was arranged through the school. I mean, it was not. It was to be honest, it was a hotel. It was more like living there. It was a hotel. The chef was. I mean, comparative to what it is today. You know, I mean, I'm obviously grateful that I got to spend time there. The chef was American, so I got away being the stupid American that did not speak. You know.
Any plates thrown?
No, it was not. That's the thing. It was not the. It was not
the Paris experience where you go. I went there and I got yelled at until I went home crying.
No. It wasn't that. I mean, Pierre Hermé was, first day was like scraping vanilla beans, peeling lychees, stuff like that. And like after the internship, you get to sit down with Pierre Hermé and he signs a book and he gives it to you. There was no it was almost as sterile as it gets.
But when you come back and you don't go back. You go to Chicago, right?
I came back to LA and just sort of like. Putz around for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, and I went to Chicago.
Now, what I've always loved about Chicago is that I felt that it is one of the most modern, forward-thinking cities when it comes to food, as far as like technology, forward-thinking like that. But coupled with this amazing like Midwest
thing,
and it creates this incredible type of food that wouldn't exist anywhere else.
I think that that's the thing about the Midwest, and that's one of the things that I love, is that Chicago, it's a second. People say it's a second city, because it's like people there actually have to try and prove themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that I got my start in Chicago, and it's still I'm from LA, but whenever somebody asks me, I always kind of say that like, oh, Chicago's home. It feels like home to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's not, it's not New York. I feel like New York has so much resources. Everybody's refers to New York for everything. And I mean, today, Chicago's popping. I mean, it's
Chicago
great.
Is on fire.
On fire. And I mean, it has been for a while, but yet I think in Chicago, restaurants still needs to, in the end of the day, it's still a business.
Yeah.
You still need to, fine dining doesn't thrive in Chicago as much as it does in New York. It's not, money's just not.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about those early days in Chicago, and then we're going to talk about how you made your way to New York and La Bernardin. We have a song from the archives here on Snacky Tunes on heritageradionetwork.org.
A regular guy, regular size, regular drink, regular fries, regular pesticide, regular car, regular house, regular doubts, regular Channel 5. That's just a regular life. Hey, it isn't so bad. We all want to be someone. On time, number one. But I'll take what I get, and I'll make the most of it. 'Cause I know I'm not just someone. A regular girl, regular curl, regular video games and squirrels, regular cinnamon swirl, regular job, a regular tan, a regular man, a regular diamonds and pearls. That's just a regular world. Hey, it isn't so bad. We all want to be someone. On time, number one. But I'll take what I get, and I'll make the most of it. 'Cause I know I'm not just someone. want to be someone on top, number one. But I'll take what I get, and I'll make the most of it. 'Cause I know, oh yeah, we all want to be someone on top, number one. But I'll take what I get, and I'll make the most of it. 'Cause I know, I'm not just
Hello and welcome back to Snackatoons. We are here with Thomas Raquel, La Bernardin's pastry chef. So you've come back from Paris, you've putzed around in LA, and what brought you to Chicago?
I wanted to work at this restaurant called L2O. I was following the chef, Laurent Grand, and I went and staged and, got the job and worked there.
So let me ask you about that mindset. So when you're going to stage, right, you have couple of nights to prove yourself.
Yeah.
How do you approach that? Like, how do you go in and say, because not every place you stage is where you want a job, right?
Yes.
And that's probably a different approach. But when you're going in,
well, you realize that it's not a place for you.
Right. But like, how do you go in and be respectful to the restaurant, but then show them that they need you? Because that's what you're trying to do, right? That you're going to help elevate their game.
Yes, and also like, if you will be a good fit for the team, and
sure,
you'll be, yeah, I mean that you will, I think that restaurant, you just need somebody that would put in the work. It's not, that restaurant wasn't for the faint of heart.
No.
Like it was a tough kitchen, quiet, clean. We deep clean twice a night. We
twice a night?
Twice a day.
Oh, twice
like
a day.
You have a prep, and then you break down. You sweep. You sweep. You pour soap, and you deck scrub it, and you squeegee it, and then you mop, and then you do that again. And once a week, we polish all the hoods. Like on top of your regular mise en place, and
right.
Like it's a grind, and
But how did it help shape you?
I mean, because it was a tough job mentally and like physically, and to always having to be, and also the chef. I mean, the chef was, he comes from a place where you think you're doing a good job, do better, and he has this thing, and like for me, I think he was one of the first chefs that I've ever seen that like the way he worked, the way he moved. Like just was like, he was kind of like a Jedi, like, oh my God, like I want to be like him, like one day, or like just the way, like there was no question how talented he was. Like, like there was just, like
there was no,
there was, like it was more of a unanimous thing with the staff that we were there, or like I was there, being a part of something bigger than myself.
I mean, that's amazing.
That makes any sense.
That makes complete sense. It's a rarity, I feel, today, or it's becoming more a rarity for people to look at a chef like that,
yeah,
and say, I want to stay, because you stayed there for years.
Yeah, I stayed for, I think a little over 2 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
And sometimes people jump ship after 6 months these days.
I mean, honestly, that job was tough.
Yeah.
And I had patches of white hair on my head, and I had patches of bald spots because my hair was falling off because I was so stressed. The job was stressful, but it was great. It was a great experience. I learned a lot about, myself, and how, in the end of the day, you have to wake up. Talent needs to be there, but you also need to have the tenacity to get up every day and do the job.
Yeah.
And to push yourself to just keep going, because to always wake up and do it. Like you have to every day and just do it, and having that, like, the passion to come in, and like we worked,
Did you miss those 12-hour days because you were doing like 16-hour days?
No, it was not even. Yeah, it was not even. I mean, now my average day is 12 hours, but at the time I think it was more like 14, 16 at the time.
And so where'd you go after there? Were you ready to? Did you start feeling that you're like you've put in the time, you've done the staging? Like, did you feel that you were like getting ready to do something on your own?
When I left
on your own.
When I left, I actually was going to work at Trotters.
Oh wow!
I had an interview with Charlie Trotters, and then the chef de cuisine offered me the job, but I went in a different direction. Just traveled around. I think I took like 3 months.
You're like, I need a little bit of time for myself,
like to get rid of my PTSD
and de-white the hair.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I consulted for a chocolate shop in Chicago, and then what else did I do? I went to work at the restaurant Acadia in the South Side.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you were there as a
pastry chef.
As the pastry chef, but you were actually sort of able to like create the menu, right?
Yeah.
What was it like to finally be in charge, or the most
Right.
being able to like really take, so you have the modernist stuff from Chicago that
Right.
you'd have, but you were in Paris, the LA stuff, like how did it feel to finally create that first menu?
I think it was more of like I was ready to like, I was itching to.
And what year is this?
Oh my God. I can look it up. To be honest, I don't even remember. I'm lack of sleep right now.
Yeah.
But I just remember feeling itchy and feeling like
I'm ready,
and like there was you go into restaurants, or like you have that feeling, that burning feeling inside you, like I can't wait until it's my turn to do this. But
you put in the time, because I feel like sometimes people have that feeling now after being somewhere for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I know.
It's like you woke up and and you think that you could do this. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, that's why I think there's a lot of
bad restaurants,
bad
menus.
I think you need to be ballsy and go for that, but you need to know that you stand on solid grounds. I mean, I've helped open. I mean, besides working in those restaurants, I've helped open a lot of things in between.
Sure.
Those things, and you pick up little things here and there, and you read, you absorb things by traveling and seeing different things, and you remember this. But there's so many ideas and there's so many things that I wanted to do, and Acadia was a new restaurant, and I was looking for a job, and I wanted a place where I could just make desserts that like I believed in, and I think I was looking for a venue. I mean, it doesn't matter how talented or what you can do, if no one sees it, it's not valid. And I just wanted to work at a place where I could make desserts and make my own calls, and I was lucky enough in that's the job that it was. And I remember not only desserts, I used to run foie specials on the menu, and I would sear foie on the flat top in pastry. Because I would always I'm so ADD, I'm always trying to do something different, and I'm very grateful for what I've accomplished in that restaurant. I mean, I offered dessert tasting at the bar.
It was great. And then when did the
Le Bernardin?
Well, the siren call of New York. Because look, you did LA, you did Chicago, you did Paris. You traveled around, but there is, I feel, this thing about cooking in New York.
Yes, I mean it was. I mean, to be honest, Le Bernardin has always been a dream. And
really?
When
did Le Bernardin come on your radar? Or had it just always been?
Le Bernardin's in everybody's radar. I mean, anywhere in the, it's like that beacon. El2O was the answer to Le Bernardin. It's the El2O was supposed to be the Le Bernardin of Chicago.
Right.
Obviously Dan, and then Michael Lasconis, who was the pastry chef at Le Bernardin, and he put the pastries, and it was. I've always wanted to work there. It was always a dream, but you work hard, you put your head down, you never really think that hard work pays off.
But it does. But that's the thing.
It does. The thing is, you have to wait until it happens, until, you can't be like, I did this and I deserve this. I think that's the mentality of most people now. they stand on nothing, and they're entitled, and they expect that, like,
you got to earn it. It's not deserving; it's earning it.
You have to earn it, and you have to, like, respect is earned, not given.
And so, how did it happen? Did they call you? You call them?
They called me. They were.
Ooh, that's a nice call. That's a nice call, right?
Yeah. I remember.
It's not every day that La Bernardin is calling to say, "Hey, we know about you."
It was, it was just like, come and, can you come in to meet with Chef? And I did. And
how was that? What's he like?
Honestly, everybody, not because I work for him, but like he really is the nicest French guy. I mean, he's so, I'm intimidated. Like obviously, even now, like when I do tasting with him in the present day, I'm still like, oh my God, you're Eric Ripert, and I'm cooking for you, and I work, of course he's desensitized with that, but like for me, every single time I'm still like Chef, like
Chef, capital C,
you know
Chef.
What I mean? But he's like, Thomas, relax, stop shaking. He's like, like you've been here for how long, and you're still. I'm like, well, you're Eric Ripert,
You're Eric Ripert. So what was it like? So you get the call, you get the job.
I came and met up with them, and just we chatted in his office literally for not longer than 15 minutes, and I left the office, and I was like, yeah.
Blew that one.
Because you're like...
Calling Delta, you're like, okay, I need a one-way ticket back to Chicago.
Yeah. And, I met up with him, and I didn't think that, because we just chatted, and then they brought me back again for, I think, another interview, and then we did a tasting. And
what did you put up when you served him? And what was that like in that first one?
To be honest, it was nerve-wracking. The freezer broke, and I remember I remember walking down the streets of New York, and I remember seeing a nitrogen tank, and thought about pulling the hose and try to steal some of the nitrogen that's cooling the.
Yeah.
It's true story. If you are on 52nd and 8th. There's a nitrogen tank on the corner that's cooling the thing. And I remember trying to pull it, but it's locked. It's actually padlocked onto the bottom. I know because I tried to pull that hose.
I know it's
locked.
I should be fine.
Because I remember I bought this thing.
Totally sterilized. And so you get the job, and what was it like? Because you mentioned before about you still remember walking into a kitchen for the first time. What was it like walking in on that first day?
Everybody looked at me like I was an intern. Actually, I remember one of the sommeliers like, "Oh, are you here for your internship?" I'm like, no, actually.
No, I'm the pastry chef.
I look like I'm 12, and intimidating. To be honest.
But then you have the stuff to back it up, though.
All of the upper management at La Bernardin is, they've been there for some time, and I'm this little boy, like this stupid boy from Chicago, coming in here, being the it's a big restaurant. It's big
and
an
more.
Institution.
It's big. It's one of the biggest in the world.
It's. I've never worked at a place like that, and obviously it was intimidating. Like meeting the staff, and having to start doing desserts and. But I think what propelled me and what really helped me is that knowing that, Chef Ripert believed in me. And I mean, now I can say that, like, at the time, obviously, there's, like, we need to get to know each other, and we need, you get used to your boss. But, I mean, now in retrospect, and I really do, like, credit him with this, I tell him all the time that, Chef, whatever I accomplish in my career from here on out, it's, like, it will fall back on you. It's because like you believed in me before I even believed in myself. Because it's like at the time it's like, oh shit, like what the fuck did I get myself into? Like I
It's like you get so focused on like wanting to step in the kitchen, wanting to get there, and
you
then you get there,
and you're like, oh fuck, I'm
like,
not. You know what I mean? I was 26 years old.
That's crazy. So how do you two work together? Like, how do you guys develop a menu?
Well, I come up with the desserts, and I do a tasting with chef, and he gives me like, oh, let's add more this or that. He just gives like a feedback, but he doesn't necessarily like dictate like make this. He's like, you're the pastry chef, you make it. I'm not the pastry chef.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. And he loves desserts, and he's an advocate for desserts, so it's good.
I mean, that's great to have. And this is not to diminish the restaurant you worked in before, but being at a restaurant like Le Bernardin with Repair, you have certain resources, right?
Right.
That are not available to you before. How does that inspire you? How do you work with those?
I mean, for us, we try to source the best product possible. I mean, I always just let the season sort of just dictates on what we do, and like as far as product goes, and goes with that, and just like apply the best technique to enhance the product. Yeah, I mean, resources. I mean,
it's amazing. I mean, part of your resources are not just the ingredients, because
right.
I think I'd be remiss not to mention that we're sitting in this culinary lab with 3D printing and different molds, and you use that type of technology.
We are not using the 3D printing yet, but
you're dabbling.
No, I mean,
you're dabbling.
Yeah,
but you use some of the molds, right?
I make. We have a peach dessert that we're putting on the menu that I made the molds out of like peach pits.
Yeah.
So just to make it so when you crack into the actual dessert, I mean it's not a real peach, but when you cut into it, there'll be a peach pit that you can eat.
That's amazing.
So like things like that. Yeah, I mean, being able to have a team to support your vision, I think is the greatest blessing. To have a strong team to execute, and we're a busy restaurant, so
that's underselling it.
You know what I mean? It's a busy restaurant. It's a pop, and we sell a lot of dessert. So when it comes to that, it's I'm definitely grateful to have the support of the team, and the support of my boss is the greatest thing. It's not even boss is almost disrespectful to call him, but
chef.
He's my chef.
He's your chef,
and he supports me. It's like, no, there's a vanilla crisis right now, but chefs like you don't worry about the cost. You worry about making it perfect.
Amazing.
And that's
all you can ask for.
What more could I want? Like I feel like I did something in my past to deserve this. Did this good karma. But,
well, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Congratulations. It's very rare to meet such a talented chef who had a dream, got to where he wanted to be, and is now just crushing it at the highest level.
I just say that I'm just another guy just trying to make it and just try to do I had a conversation with a cook at the restaurant we did the James Beard dinner at, and I said, you need to just keep going, and you got to keep doing it, and you just have to believe in yourself that you can, and I am not anything special. I'm just another guy just trying to make it. I mean, I'm not trying to be modest, but I
know what you're saying.
But we are all just trying to, share your knowledge or do the best you can. Nobody wakes up in the morning I want to do a bad job.
Yeah.
It's just the way you go about it, I think.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'll say congratulations.
Yeah.
We have another song from the archives and then a live performance here on Snackin' Tunes on heritageradionetwork.org.
So meet me down the road when ages keep space between human contact. I miss your hands most of all. Your fingers always whispering after lacing up my spine. And I wish I could see the stars. I always find you in the dark. I always find you in the dark. I will keep you so safe. How can you make love stay? I will keep you so safe. How can you make love stay? How can you make love stay? How can you make love
My name is Brandon Boy, co-owner of Roberta's, a super duper awesome place. Roberta's is a very, 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 very proud sponsor of the Heritage Radio Network. We're also super awesome. Thank you, Heritage.
Welcome, Radical Dads, to the show.
Thanks.
Our last band of 2013. I'm very excited. It's you guys. We heard about you because one of your bands on your label said, "Oh, you should get these guys on."
Nice.
So yeah, so welcome.
Thanks.
Why don't we give people a brief history of how you guys came together?
Well, long ago, we went to college.
First, there was nothing.
Yeah, let's go way back.
Prehistoric.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we all met in college and then started playing music together.
What college?
Well, we actually technically didn't go to the same college.
Oh, okay.
Technically, we didn't actually go to college.
We weren't really enrolled. No, we.
Chris and I went to Connecticut College.
And I went to Brown. Close enough.
Close enough. How'd you meet then?
Friends of friends of friends.
Was it like friends of friends, like, hey, these people play music, or just like you guys, like, hey, come to a party?
We're just like friends first.
Okay.
And then we became music friends.
We're just getting very granular here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing that makes you friends.
Who made the first phone call? Or was it a text message? No. Okay.
No, there were no cell phones
at
the time.
Oh, okay.
It was a long time ago.
Chris had a Man or Astro Man poster on his dorm room door. So
Okay.
Got to talk to that guy.
Okay, perfect. Oh, when it was that type of was still a signifier.
Yeah.
When it was still like
Yes.
very underground and like not yes. Okay, good times. I remember the first time that I realized that it was done when this girl when I was in college I had a crush on for a long time because she dressed so cool and everything. And then I like finally got the courage to walk through because I was like, we're gonna have a great conversation about music. I'm into music. She's the way she dressed. She's always into music. And I was like, so what do you listen to? She's like, well, I'm really, really big into Limp Bizkit and Dave Matthews. And I went, shit. And then I went, shit, it's over. And then I never asked someone based on how they were dressed what they listened to. I waited first, but yeah. So okay. So of a time when it still meant something.
It meant something.
Okay.
Yeah, Modest Mouse used to be my signifier. Like if someone knew who
Yeah.
that was, and then all of a sudden everyone knew who that
Right.
was. So
Yeah, and then they switched over to the mainstream. And then you went,
I was
need
a-
a new
Signifier.
new signifier.
I was
pizza.
at college radio
Well, everyone
when
loves pizza.
yeah.
Oh, that's over too.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. now.
I don't know
Not
what's underground. I don't know what
Except for the pizza
buzzword.
underground.
Yeah. Anyway.
Soda.
Yeah, you guys made a soda magazine, right?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I love soda.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm 34 years old, and I had never written a zine, and I was like, it's about time. If I'm going to do this before I die, I need to get on it now. And I love soda, so I figured you write zines about what you love.
Do you
right?
have a preference? Is it like Coke,
yeah.
Coke or Pepsi, or does it go like way deeper?
Fancy way deeper.
Okay.
Way
what's
deeper.
What's your favorite?
Right now, I would have to say it's Fentiman's Rose Lemonade.
Not to be specific.
Yeah.
Where do you even get that?
Actually, it's widely available.
Yeah.
You would be surprised.
Define widely.
Saks Fifth Avenue, Tiffany,
all
and
over
Company.
Bushwick.
All over Bushwick.
Nordstrom.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of good soda in this town.
But what is it specifically about soda?
I think it's a really good conduit of flavor because you're not really worried about having a meal or getting nutrients. Like, you're just in it for the flavor and for the bubbles. And I think the bubbles help deliver the flavor not only in your mouth but also up your nose.
Yeah, I mean, it's the effervescence. No, this is very serious. I don't even.
She knows
I don't even
what she's
understand
talking
why
about.
you're laughing. I don't. We have a Pizza
See what I
Underground
have to
here.
deal with?
Very
Yeah.
serious
Yeah.
show.
Taking it to the next level
Yeah.
now.
I would agree with you. How big is the zine?
It's soda sized.
No.
Fits in a soda 4-pack.
That is. Did you photocopy it? How did you make? Since you're a 34-year-old making your first zine.
Fancy. We sent it out, but it was a fancy photocopy place. Basically, it wasn't really.
Yeah,
Chop
it's
down.
like it's getting closer to a magazine than a zine, but we did what we could.
Was there a depth of topic? Like, did you feel like you covered everything, or you were like there's some stuff that was left on the table? You could do a couple more issues.
Oh my god,
There's always more.
There's it just opened the Pandora's box of
Pandora's can.
Pandora's bottle. It popped the top. The bubbles are flying everywhere, and so we're in for issue 2.
And what's it called?
Fizz Navigator.
That's a good name.
Took a while to think of it.
Helter Seltzer was in the top running.
Oh, that's also quite controversial. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want to cause any problems.
Yeah, especially for soda. All right, well, why don't we get into a song while I contemplate? Yeah. Let's get back to why we're here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Modest
We can
Mouse
do
covers?
that. Modest Mouse cover.
Across the board.
It's called Float On.
I mean, if you played Modest Mouse cover,
Float On.
Not saying that I don't want to hear you guys, but I'm saying.
So
We'd be out.
what's the name of the first song?
This song is called Slammer.
Okay. Live on Snackitude.
Snakes on the sidewalk all over my block. I won't go outside anymore. Good Lord, they're up to my front door. My friend said it's no use anymore. And the vibes you give are the ones you'll end up living with. High five, alright, narrowly crystallized between the black and white bars on Take me to the show in the back of a boat, and we tour haunted homes, lay down under a dome, listen to the spirits speak. And that spooky mystique. Now you're laughing at me. High five, alright, barely crystallized between the black and white bars on your TV. Nothing to do but chill, transfixed and sitting still. Keep your focus on the film and the lights that you see.
That was great. That was really nice.
Thanks.
Maybe we'll use you guys as our litmus test for like girls.
That's it. We're the new.
Oh yeah.
Oh hey.
Well, no, actually, the only guy that wasn't in Pizza Underground, the self-described boyfriend of the band, while we were playing your song in the opening, was like, "Is this Radical Dads?" And I was like, "Oh, do you know them?" He's like, "No, I don't know them, but I've heard them." And I was like, "Oh,
nice.
Points up, my friend. Points up, yeah." So, keeping with all things pizza, Chris, you have a pizza slice blog. Like,
did you see Chris's socks?
Oh no, I didn't see his socks.
I have pizza socks on.
Oh man.
Today.
Wait, did they get any pizza today?
Oh yeah, they stole pie off the Pizza Underground.
Yeah, we got one of their slices.
Yeah, they got one of their slices. Yeah. They might literally cut you for that.
Wait, slice you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. They might.
So I mean, pizza slice blog is like very specific and very different than like a pizza blog.
Yeah, it's called Slice Guys.
Slice Guys finish last.
In this case, they finished top of the heap.
Yeah. Tell us about the blog. I mean, when did it start?
It's an image-based online periodical. It started about a year ago. It uses a blogging platform called Tumblr.
They're new. I like them.
It's new. It's brand new.
Hey, keep an eye on them. And Face something? Face?
Yeah.
Facegram.
It's a new platform. It allows you to express yourself and tap into your passions. So my friend and I at work, we're like co-founders.
The two Slice Guys.
We're both Slice Guys.
Obviously, it's a plural.
Right.
With a Z.
Right. It does have a Z.
And it's such a huge undertaking for a blog. You can't just do it by yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not if you're serious.
It's like trying to. Right.
Well said.
So it basically initially it tried to portray people we thought were Slice Guys, regardless of their gender. So for instance, Mitt Romney made an appearance because he was eating a slice of pizza, and he just had this look on his face that suggested that he was a Slice Guy. But it kind of is like all encompassing of pizza culture.
I think Jon Stewart's a Slice Guy.
I believe he is.
Oh, you ever see the most amazing skit of all time when I think it is Romney or maybe Donald Trump when he goes to like Familia's famous pizza.
Yeah,
it's the best.
And what
his pizza takedown bits are?
What makes a Slice Guy, or gal, or whoever?
I think.
Can you answer that?
I mean, it's like
slice sign.
Slice.
It's a certain like vibe. It's just the vibe of the thing.
Is there slice science to it?
It's like it's like, remember a few years ago, I guess it was more than a few years ago, when the Supreme Court was trying to define pornography, and there was somebody was like, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it. I think it's kind of like that.
But don't you know when you see a slice?
Well, it's not slices necessarily.
Okay.
It's kind of just like pizza. Could be pizza themed imagery, or it could be slices, could be pies, could be toppings.
Have you been to the Pizza Museum down in Philadelphia?
Yeah, yes. Dude, like a month ago.
Did you try the ice cream pizza?
No.
They have a Radical Dad sticker on their megaphone.
Ooh. That's really good. They know who you guys are, and now it's maybe too popular.
Wow.
We're not
no.
We're not on the wall. We're not on the wall.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Stuck it in there.
Oh, okay.
If you had to create the Radical Dad's pizza, what would the toppings be? And what type of pizza would it be?
Skateboard grip tape.
I think there would be some
prehistoric topping choices.
Yeah, like tar from the La Brea tar pits.
Gummy snacks.
Yeah,
and then lots of gummy snacks.
We eat a lot of gummy snacks as a band.
Do you have a favorite?
Whew. Favorite.
I like the little bottles of cola that also taste like cola.
Yeah.
Like soda and gummy snacks.
Yeah,
all in one.
I mean, here
frogs. The gummy frogs that taste like frogs.
Yeah, escargot, so good.
So good. All right, let's hear another. Let's shred another tune.
I don't know if I call this shredding. Let's
work it out.
This one. Oh yeah, you want to shred it too?
What's the most shreddish?
We're gonna stroke this one.
Okay. Live on Snack, like you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Recklessness?
This is called Recklessness.
Okay. Yeah.
just have to remember how to play it.
There it is.
Drop it.
One question.
Tambourine drop. That's a new one.
That's how we do it.
There's a photo of like a Lego pizza slice on the blog.
Did you build that?
No, it's like Lego made a pizza. I don't know. Do you have more information on this?
No. Okay, so
it's off the rails.
I think one of the good things about the blog is that you can look at a picture that's posted on it, and then you can go inside my mind and be like, "What did Chris Google to find this image?"
I mean,
I like you just called it blog with not the blog or my blog, but the one good thing about blog is
yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like the only one, so it's like it's the entire concept.
Yeah, it's the only one worth reading.
Huffington what? No.
Yeah. So you guys are recording a new record, right?
Oh yeah, I think we finished it, right?
We're getting it mastered next week. So
congratulations!
Psyched.
Oh wait a second, I thought you were gonna drop it secretly, like Beyonce.
Yeah.
Can we scrub this segment from?
Yeah, we were gonna do that, but then Beyonce did it. So.
Yeah.
How did she keep that fucking secret? I'm sorry.
She's a genius.
Are you about to say it wasn't a secret, like you knew?
No, I'm not saying that I didn't know, but like it was like a secret just from the media. That's it. They just didn't tell people. I'm sure a lot of people knew, they just didn't tell people about it. It's really easy.
None of us were prepared for it.
Yeah. Really easy. We'll talk after. I think it's easier. So it's getting mastered. Are you excited about it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Can you share
excited.
the name?
Can we share the name?
Yeah. We can give you the exclusive name.
It's called Universal Coolers.
Ooh. Oh. I like it. Are you the Universal Coolers? Is that self-referential?
No.
No. But we want to be a part of the team.
Okay. Is this like a anti-global warming record? Did this show just get very political very fast? Soda, pizza, and politics. We don't do political shows. Politics. Not since episode 2, Greg. We got rid of that. Where did you guys record it?
At Gravesend Recordings with Julian and Carlos over there.
The Silent Barn.
Oh, nice.
The Silent Barn.
Yeah.
What's the snack situation like when you guys were recording?
Dismal.
What?
Oh.
It's not so bad.
We supplied.
Yeah, we supply. I mean, we bring our own snacks wherever we go.
Yeah.
We got Annie Bunny gummies. Those are good.
Yeah, a very good snack bag.
There's a good, not to change the topic, but there's a good pizza restaurant over there.
It's true.
What's over there?
Norbert's.
Norbert's. Is it like pizza like Roberta's or like a slice joint?
Slice joint.
Greg, obviously it's a slice joint. It wouldn't be good if it was not a slice joint. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. Do you know any place that's not a Slice Point that you consider good? Got it.
It's hard.
What about Motorino?
Pizza Hut? Yeah, Motorino's pretty good.
Like
Yeah,
that.
that's not a slice joint. Pizza Hut, you can do it turns into a slice joint if you get the buffet
Did you say slice jaw?
joint.
Because I think. Oh, okay.
Slice jaw.
Joint
Slice
jaw.
Ja.
We all wish of him.
And what's the plan for the record? Are you guys gonna self-release on your label or?
We're not sure.
We don't know.
We might.
Do you guys want to put it
Do
out?
you guys know anybody
No.
in Matador Records?
Yes.
Do you guys have like some solid listeners from?
We have good. We got people.
We got
all 7 of you. If you guys want to
Can we
release,
do a call out now?
Yeah.
Call-in
Do you
show.
like what you're hearing? Do you want to release a record? Get in touch with us.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how like they portray that in a lot of like movies with bands and like 80s and like early 90s. Like it
Airheads?
just happens. Like
That's what
it's
happened-
like-
that's what happened to Airheads.
Yeah, we heard you on the radio. Now you're millionaires.
Is that Tom Petty had the best one? I thought.
What was Tom
He
Petty?
just went to L.A. and then he found a list of numbers of record companies and just called them, and then someone offered him a deal. And he was just like, "Oh, this is pretty easy."
He went to California. He was like, "I'm gonna go to California and get a record deal."
Where did he find that list?
And everyone,
He went into a phone booth to call, and he found the list in the phone booth, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be easy."
Wait a second, like in a phone book.
This is according to his
and someone
camp-
or someone
Wait,
had
wait,
left.
wait, wait.
Someone
Like
had
a
left
list?
a list.
Someone had left a list.
Oh, he didn't just open up to R for record company. By the way,
Okay.
that
That's
story
what I
sounds
heard.
so thin.
I know.
Like I had my laptop stolen once and got returned, and like the person who returned it stole it. They made up some story, and like the first 2 times, I was like, "Oh my god!" And third time, someone's like, "Sounds like they're the ones that stole it," and I was like, "Shh, you're right. You're absolutely right." That story sounds like Tom Petty's like, "I need something better
Yeah,
than just
he might
like,
have.
yeah." But it's a good one.
But it fits with the movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Movies,
Totally. Yeah.
ideas.
That magical list.
Yeah. Oh, he went into one record company, and they're like, it was like a major label, like Warner Brothers or something huge, and they're like, "Okay, we're really psyched about you, Tom. We'll put out your like first single." And he was like, "No, I want a whole record deal." And so he left and went to another record company and got a record deal, like at the next place.
That's how easy it is. When you're
Tom Petty's the man.
Exactly.
Also, it's like totally of a different time.
Yeah.
It's like it's just
No way. If you show up, you're in.
yeah. I mean that's also how they portrayed it on movies. Like it was a time where if you just showed up, yeah, we'll give you. Well, yeah, you got so much money to be made. Well, he won because he's Tom
did. He's
Petty.
Tom Petty.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw him
If
this
that
summer.
First story is true, where the guy's like,
I was the guy who left the record list, or the second story where it's like, I turned down the idea of a Tom Petty album. I just wanted to do a single.
Right.
Let's find those guys.
They lost.
They open up full pizza pie places.
And
Not
yeah,
Slice.
who's making?
Those guys are not Slice guys.
No.
No.
No,
Those guys
they
are-
didn't know it when they saw it.
Yeah. All right. Well, where can people find your music? Follow you guys.
When's the new album
email
coming
us.
out?
Who knows?
In the spring.
Springtime.
Probably spring.
Cool.
2014.
2014. 2018.
Yeah, it's like
We're planning on making this the lost album. We're back in the studio.
Yeah.
we're gonna wait till the reunion offers.
Yeah.
And
We're going to break up right now.
Were you guys bowling today?
We were at Brooklyn
We did a
Bowl.
kids show. We did a Kid Rocker.
Oh,
show
you
this
did the Kid
morning.
Rocker show.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
was
yeah.
it?
It was awesome.
amazing
Did those kids bug out?
A little bit.
in their own way.
What are
Their
the
own
parents?
way.
What are the parents like? Do they just have like drunk?
Parents
Drunk.
are the best.
They're like
Pictures of
they're all
margaritas.
kind of like hunched over with their like smartphones out, like just, like following the kids
Yeah.
around.
Documenting the cuteness.
Did you get any wings?
You kind
I got fried chicken.
Oh, it's so good. They
It's
really.
delicious.
We've said it before. Say it again. Brooklyn Bowl, best hospitality if you ever play
Yeah,
there.
they were very
They
very
know what
nice
they're
to
doing.
us.
Were they
Cool.
showing that one scene of a shark eating a dolphin from the
They loop Planet
Earth?
They just
Like
loop,
they
like
just loop Planet Earth, and I think they only have one of the discs, and it's always. I feel like it's always the shark eating
I
the
think I've
seal.
seen that in the past.
They slow down, like super slow down.
Yeah.
It's the most. I mean, that's all you really need to see.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Maybe-
for the
maybe not
for
during
the
the
kids.
kids. Yeah, the kids
for the
would love
kids.
that. Not the kids.
They gotta learn something.
Hey, you get out of line. Look at that.
Yeah. You get out of line. You're the seal.
We had stickers, and one of the kids was scared of our sticker.
Started crying.
Is it the same type of sticker that's on the megaphone at the pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a skateboarding bulldog.
Yeah.
Oh, and the kid.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna have a tough life. Ooh, I'm sorry. That's tough. Oh yeah, he was a photo or is it like a drawing?
It's a drawing.
Oh my, Timmy! Yeah, Timmy is afraid of stickers. I'm sure there's a name for that.
It's a pretty gnarly drawing of a skateboard bulldog. Though.
Yeah. We brought our own video to Brooklyn Bowl tonight, or this morning, or whenever we played.
Oh, really?
It's been a very confusing day. Good. But it was of skateboarding bulldogs, so.
Oh, okay.
Because we're into
Pulled
that.
all the YouTube clips.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty
There's
good.
a lot of skateboarding bulldogs.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Sweet. Well, why don't we get one more song? 2013.
Can you adjective this or verb it? Since it's not shredding, it's going to be
slicing.
Slicing.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Slicing.
That's fair.
We're gonna slice it up.
That would stick to the overall theme of the show.
Since we joked over everything, what's the nuts and bolts of how people get your music and come see you? What's the next show?
Next show is January 31st because we're hibernating for a month.
Fair enough.
Just,
Naturally.
Well, Times Square,
After
New Year's
the
Eve,
show,
obviously.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
You guys
after
are
that,
playing in the ball.
Yeah, Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah,
Ryan
but then
Seacrest, not a slice guy.
Then they're not going to be
Ryan Seacrest.
Oh.
Did someone say that already?
Oh my God, we got it. Ryan Seacrest, slice guy. Ryan Seacrest,
not
slice guy.
And where
radicaldads.com.
And then where are you playing on the 31st?
Silent Barn.
Perfect.
Turning to the scene of the crime.
That place is great. That place is way less.
I think that's the new signifier.
What?
Have you been to Silent Barn? Then
yeah.
maybe
No. Did you get your hair cut at Silent Barn? That's the signifier.
Are they offering haircuts?
Oh yeah.
There it is, Darren.
Haircuts.
There it is.
Well,
Chris got one.
I got mine there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why he's a slice
I don't know.
guy. And
She
we're
got her
not.
haircut at Silent Barn, and I saw her eating a slice. Yeah, just lock it.
Yeah, lock
Yeah.
it up. Lock it up.
that.
Yeah.
She's gonna record her new EP with Julian and Carlos.
Yeah.
Oh, and she was
Like,
listening
yeah.
to Drama Me, and I was like, all right. All right.
Forgive that one.
No, that's just the only old song they ever truck out. The only one.
Really?
Yeah, let him play Ohio or something like that. Anyway,
Breakthrough. Come on.
Oops.
Here we go.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. All right, I'm gonna go die now. All right. So this is it. Hey, to everyone, have a happy and healthy New Year. Be safe. Eat pizza. Be merry. Take some time off. Drink some whiskey. We'll see you in 2014. Oh my God, 2014. It's gonna be huge. So many slices.
Big slice.
Successful attempts, it depends where it ends. Dotted lines dividing here and it's near. The road disappears. Follow directions whispered in my ear. Stay close to their maps. There's no need to unpack, but we're not staying here. This doomed atmosphere. Petroglyphs on worn down cliffs. We don't stop, we'll know what we miss. Southwest bliss on monoliths. Service roads going off of the grid. Read the final lines in your head. You can't make sense of what was just said. When it all turns to dust. It's enough to bury both of us. 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 It's enough.
We talk about food, we talk about music, with musical dudes, finger on the pulse, snacky tunes.
Thanks for listening to Heritage Radio Network, food radio supported by you. For our freshest content and to hear about exclusive events, subscribe to our newsletter. Enter your email at the bottom of our website, heritageradionetwork.org. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at heritage_radio. Heritage Radio Network is a nonprofit organization driving conversations to make the world a better, fairer, more delicious place. And we couldn't do it without support from listeners like you. Want to be a part of the food world's most innovative community? Rate the shows you like, tell your friends, and please join our community by becoming a member. Just click on the beating heart at the top right of our homepage. Thanks for listening.